In 2012, a Taliban gunman boarded a Pakistani school bus and asked, "Who is Malala?" She survived a gunshot to the head. Malala turned a near tragedy into a calling, advocating for women's rights and educating children. She won a Nobel Peace Prize 2 years later. Malala Yousafzai has now written a new memoir called Finding My Way. I recently talked to her for tonight's interview. So, Malala, you write, the gulf between how I imagined my life and what it became. What do you mean by that?
My life took a sharp change when I was just 15 years old. I was attacked by the Taliban for daring to speak for girls' education. They had banned us girls from learning, and the bullet injury changed my life's trajectory.
Did you ever feel like there is who you are, and then there is this person called Malala?
I was still in an induced coma when I was brought to the UK, and I was receiving this recognition where I myself did not know who I was meant to be. College was the first time that I was away from my parents, and I was not managed by work. And this was a time when I was to determine who I was going to meet and what I was going to do.
You know, your experience is so singular. And yet when you write, and what you've just been talking about, is a universal feeling.
Yes, absolutely. And I am thinking about all the girls, all the people out there who might feel lonely, who may need some guidance and some hope, because that's exactly what I wanted when I was going through mental health struggles, when I was going through moments of loneliness, and all I wanted was friends, all I wanted was to get some support.
You write in the book, I watched my classmates talk about things I couldn't join, gap years, music festivals, the small gossip of normal life. I smiled, nodded, and felt like I was watching through glass. They were free in the way I didn't know how to be. Do you feel more free now?
When I think about myself when I was just about to enter college, and when I think about myself now, I'm like a completely different person. I have made a lot of friends. I'm also married now. I have a husband, and so many transitions have happened in my life that I never thought would happen.
What, Malala, gives you the most joy?
I have an amazing time when I'm in the company of my friends at college, especially because in their presence, I felt that I could be myself. Because before that, I used to think that everything I say is some sort of an official statement that I'm giving out. Right. And I have to be really careful, but with my friends, I could be silly as well. Sometimes like a friend would show me a text message from a guy who had been ghosting her for 3 days. And she would ask, "Do you think he loves me?" And I would be, okay, I think, just to say it gently, maybe he is, not interested.
Yes, so Nobel Peace Prize and interpersonal peace you are also weighing in on. Do you feel closer to the Malala who is 15 years old?
My honest reflection is that, whatever happened, it's how we take control and try to shape it the way we want it to be. I think about making a difference for girls all around the world who do not have access to education, whether that is girls who are banned by the Taliban from school, or girls in my own village in the north of Pakistan, where we have started a school for them. I would not take anything back for a second.
You write about your parents' tradition and how they would look on therapy. And at one point you said, my parents were raised to ask, what will people say?
I grew up with that stigma about mental health growing up in Pakistan. And when, I had the Taliban attacks flashbacks that were triggered by this bomb incident in the middle of my college, that's when I realized that there was this unaddressed part of my treatment. It was 7 years after the attack that I started getting therapy. And it was like after months of panic attacks and anxiety that a friend suggested that I should see a therapist. And when I had my first session, I told the therapist everything and asked her to give me some medication so we could fix it. But I realized that this was going to be a process and a journey, and now I have embraced it as part of my life, and I take it, yeah.
A new chapter and many chapters ahead. Malala, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.